is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you're new to the channel, I'm Gold Pony. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we are in the brand new 2023 Jeep Cherokee, courtesy of Stettler Dodge Jeep Ram in York, PA. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so we are in this one today because there are actually massive changes for the 2023 model year. This is still very off-road capable SUV, believe it or not. We'll be covering a little bit of that in the video, but the other thing is production, according to Jeep, will be ending late 2023. So more than likely there's going to be a 2024 model year, and then that'll be it for the Cherokee. So if you want one, now is a great time to be looking at one. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so essentially one of the major changes for 2023, there are now only 2 trim levels, down from 8. So the 2 trim levels that we now have for the Cherokee are going to be the Altitude Luxe, which is the one we are in today, starting at $37,695. Then you got the Trailhawk going for $41,295. But with those 2 trim levels, there are also 2 different power plants available for the Cherokee. First one is going to belong to the Altitude Luxe. Powering this beast is a 2.4 liter direct injected inline 4-cylinder, putting out 180 horsepower at 6,400 RPM, 170 pound-feet of torque, sent to all 4 wheels. This does come standard with 4-wheel drive through a 9-speed automatic. MPG numbers then coming in at 21 in the city, 29 on the highway, taking regular unleaded fuel. But then there is that other power plant that is going to come on the Trailhawk. That one is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, 270 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, sent to all 4 wheels, yet again through a 9-speed automatic, with MPG numbers coming in at 20 in the city, 26 on the highway, but again taking regular unleaded fuel, saving you a little bit of money there. But so now, before we do any kind of fun acceleration test here in our Cherokee, I wanted to mention to you guys the drive modes. There's a circular dial located directly in front of the shifter. Those drive modes are more towards off-road drive modes, all-terrain drive modes. They're going to include automatic, snow, sport, and then a sand and mud mode. So again, they can be adjusted through that circular dial, but they're going to adjust things like the shift points, throttle response, and traction control settings, and then the torque distribution as well. So now that I've got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find a straightaway. Let's put the Cherokee here to the test, and let's see how quickly we can get this one here up to speed. Screw it. Let's just do it here. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, baby. It's loud. All right, it'll get the job done, guys. It'll get the job done. Not the quickest thing in the world. It's certainly loud when you really get on it. So that was kind of cool, but yeah, not the quickest thing in the world, but that was fun. Anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So up front, you will find 13-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 12.6-inch solid rear discs. As far as this 60-0 stopping distance goes, as we are coming up to a red light right here, 124 feet from 60. That is pretty average for the segment, which is fine, honestly. A lot of times with the SUVs, they come in the upper 120s, if not 130s, like the Volkswagen Atlas comes in at 139 feet. So 124 is perfectly fine, and since there's really nobody behind me, let me just hit the brakes. Whoa, that's a firm braking feel. I like that. So a lot of times with SUVs, you're gonna get softer braking feels. They're gonna be kind of emotionless, but with firm braking feels, it does instantly bring you to a stop. So if you got kids in the back, in my opinion, that is something you definitely want, because you don't want to hit the person in front of you. So 124 feet is plenty fine. The braking feels on the firm side. I love it. Then touching on suspension and handling, a 4-wheel independent suspension will come standard front and rear stabilizer bars. But if you were to go with that Trailhawk, you're also going to get an off-road raised suspension to go along with that, and a locking rear differential as well. So overall, since we don't have that Trailhawk, as far as ride quality goes, it's actually been perfectly fine in my short test drive here today, so definitely no issues there. As far as steering feel goes, it does tend to lean on the looser side of things, but that is to be expected typically in most SUVs, so it's not going to bother me for buying this specific car. But maybe if they decide to reinvent the Cherokee way down the line, they could put a sport driving mode with a heavier steering feel or something like that, but it's not bad. I don't mind it too much. But as far as cabin noise goes, we're going 40 miles per hour. There is a little bit of road noise, not a whole lot of wind noise whatsoever coming into the cabin, but you can definitely tell there is some road noise here. And touching on visibility, I can see 100% perfectly fine out my rear view mirror there, so definitely not going to have any issues there. But you actually also get rain sensing windshield wipers to come standard on both trim levels. So I like that. That's going to assist with forward visibility, and essentially what that is whenever the Cherokee detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's going to automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you. So it's just one less thing you got to worry about, kind of like automatic headlights. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2023 Jeep Cherokee. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2023 Jeep Cherokee, finished in granite crystal metallic is the exact name of our exterior color that we have on this one here today. As always, let's go ahead and start with where the Cherokee is actually made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the number 1, indicating that the Cherokee, at least for US customers, is built here in the United States. But let's go ahead and start up front on this one now. Signature Jeep front grille as expected. I like that it's finished in a black finish as well, because back in the day there were chrome finishes and all kinds of different finishes actually. And then a matte black finish to the lower portion of that front bumper, but that also comes standard with the Trailhawk. And I do want to mention there are more body colored accents for the Altitude Luxe that we have today. Trailhawk is going to give you a lot more matte black accents on the lower portion of that front bumper, so a little differentiation there. You also get 2 red tow hooks if you were to go with that Trailhawk edition. To the sides though, LED headlights do come standard with LED daytime running lights. You also get the automatic feature, meaning when it starts to get dark at night, headlights will turn on automatically for you there. And then just below, you actually do have LED fog lights coming standard on both trim levels, so that is pretty cool too. They look dang good down there. But that pretty much rounds out the front end of this one. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the side of the Cherokee. All right, so now since we are around to the side of this one, all the way to the top there, roof rails do come standard on both trim levels. Silver or black window surrounds, dependent upon the configuration that you go with. Rear privacy glass, of course, is going to come standard as well. Taking a look at the side mirrors, they are body colored power adjustable side mirrors. They will be heated with integrated turn signals then as well. I like the Cherokee lettering found on the front doors to go along with all of that. Definitely a nice added touch there. Then take a look down at the wheel setup, 17 by 7 inch gloss black alloys coming standard. But if you were to go with that Trailhawk, you will get 17 by 7.5 inch alloys, so a little bit wider of a wheel setup there if you were to go with that Trailhawk. But overall, again, that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the back. All right, so but now since we are around to the back of this one, you guys can see that antenna found all the way to the top, up on the rooftop. Just below that, rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. Just below that, rear window wiper. You do have LED taillights. They look dang good back there. That does come standard for both trim levels, of course. Got some 4x4 badging back there as well. And then just below it all, you will find a matte black finish to the lower portion of that rear bumper. And then there is a single exhaust outlet kind of tucked away on the driver's side underneath there. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. So but now since we are around to the back of the Cherokee, when it comes to opening that rear tailgate, it is a power tailgate actually for both trim levels. So really impressed there. I like that. So there is a button on the key fob. There of course is a button on the tailgate itself then as well. So but once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 25.8 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, of course the rear seats do fold down. There's a 60-40 split, bumping that up to 54.7 cubic feet. But there is a lot going on in that cargo area. There are chrome plated tie-down anchors, of course. There are 2 grocery bag hooks found on both sides in the back there, so 4 total. Usually don't see that many, so I liked that. This is of course some cargo lighting. There is a 12-volt power outlet back there as well. And then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you will find a spare tire, but just above that spare tire, I would imagine you could put plenty of stuff back there as well, like an ice scraper or tire inflator kit. So there's a good bit of in-floor storage. There's a little bit more storage to the back corners there as well. And to actually open and close that, once it is actually open, that rear tailgate there, there's actually a button not located on the lift gate itself or the tailgate itself, but actually inside the cargo area. So if you're maybe shorter and you can't necessarily reach that tailgate, there's a button in the cargo area to open and close it. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Thinking about the less tall people, I guess, out there. But then making our way up to the rear legroom, coming in at 40.3 inches. That's dang impressive on paper. So for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have back there. Plenty of space for me. Rear center armrest with cup holders does come standard as well. Rear ventilation coming standard in both trim levels. There's charging ports back there, but to my surprise, also a 115 volt power outlet, which usually you don't always get on SUVs. So I like seeing that on both trim levels. So big fan of the rear seats and what they got going on back there. Then making our way up to the front seats, 8-way power adjustable front seats with 2-way power lumbar does come standard. Leather finish is going to come with the Altitude Luxe, but you're going to get a cloth vinyl finish if you were to go with the Trailhawks. A little differentiation there, but both configurations, both trim levels are going to be heated. So you got the heated seats. I like that. So overall, when it comes to seat comfort, that was plenty fine. Honestly, really comfortable seats. Definitely not going to have any issues taking this thing on a long road trip. Then taking a look at the steering wheel, it is tilt and telescoping, of course. It is wrapped in leather, very smooth leather. I like that. And I like the since 1941 kind of writing found on the bottom portion of the steering wheel as well. That is pretty darn cool. But anyways, now let's go ahead and make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got your Jeep logo on the one side. When you flip it over, lock, unlock, the button to pop the rear tailgate, and the ×2 button, that's going to be a remote start. But it is all keyless entry with a push button start. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button located just by the driver's right knee. And so once started up, there is tachometer all the way to your left, speedometer is on your right, and there is a digital display front and center to control what is on that digital display. There are steering wheel mounted controls found on the left side of the steering wheel, allowing you to toggle between different things like a digital speedometer if you wanted it. There's some tire pressure information, it looks like, some driving statistics, trip A, trip B. You can disable that start stop system, of course, some radio information when you need your next oil change. The list goes on. So pretty much everything you could possibly want up there, along with how many miles you have left until you hit empty as well. Then making our way to overall interior quality, we have an optional panoramic moonroof today. We have a package option with us, so both front and rear passengers have a view of the sky. That's pretty dang cool. Halogen interior lighting does come standard. There is an overhead sunglass holder up there as well. I like that. Looks like we got an auto dimming rear view mirror as well. Homely controls found on the driver's side sun visor for up to 3 different garage doors. Just in front of the shifter, you have a little bit of storage for your cell phone. There's a 12 volt power outlet, couple charging ports, electromechanical parking brake right behind the shifter. You got your dual cup holders, and within the center armrest, you got a little bit like a 2-tier system, a little bit of rubberized storage, but then you also have a decent amount of storage in there, a couple coin holders, and a USB charging port yet again. Overall, though, on the interior quality side of things, everything is kind of finished on the basic side, at least when it comes to the doors and stuff like that. I do like the design to the door handles themselves, though. That looks pretty darn cool, but a lot of basic black plastic, basically. But anyways, let's now go ahead and make our way to the infotainment screen here, because this looks pretty darn cool. For one, it's telling us that there is a wind advisory, so it's going to tell you that. So I'm just going to go ahead and exit out of that. You do a Bluetooth and audio streaming. There's Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, factory navigation system as well. So I got that pulled up for you guys here. You could check out your climate control settings up there if you wanted to, and of course your radio information. So when it comes to the sound system of the Jeep Cherokee, 6 speakers is going to come standard for both trim levels available. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. Let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. Dude, that was good. There's a ton of bass going on in this sound system. Like, clarity was decent as well. So honestly, the sound system in the Cherokee is pretty dang good, I gotta be honest. But anyways, last thing I want to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen, of course, is when you do put the Cherokee in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board. It does take up the entire screen, not the most high quality out there, but I do like that it's there, and as always, that is going to lead us into safety. So to start, front side curtain airbags do come standard. In the back, you're gonna have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children. For the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, blind spot monitoring system. I like that. Forward collision mitigation and some parking sensors actually as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts of the Cherokee, still a very off-road capable SUV outside of the Wrangler. And I say it that way because for its class, the Cherokee isn't supposed to be off-road capable, but yet it is. So especially the Trailhawk edition, but definitely like the seat comfort in my drive here today. Infotainment screen is very nice, a lot being offered up there as well. As far as room for improvement goes, not the very best fuel economy out there, but then again, Jeep isn't really known for fuel economy, but it's priced a little higher than its competitors as well. And so, but that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the Cherokee in the comments section below. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen if you want to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. That is what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.